आज सुशासन दिवस है, अटल जी का जन्मदिन, और आज मंत्रिमंडल शपथ ग्रहण करेगा। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है गुड गवर्नेंस डे पर जो सरकार आज पूर्णता के साथ आकार ले रही है, वो प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में, उनके मार्गदर्शन में और मुख्यमंत्री मोहन यादव जी के अगुवाई में अपने सभी साथियों के साथ मध्य प्रदेश को सुशासन देगी, मध्य प्रदेश को विकास की नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाएगी।
This is the statement that had come in from Shivraj Singh Chauhan, but before that he had also tweeted, which was seen as an indirect message that he was going to give out as well. We'll just play out that tweet as well that had been put up by the former Chief Minister, where he spoke about Atal Bihari Vajpayee, but it also seemed to be a message that he seemed to be giving out about being in power for 18 years and now not being in power. Tushar Gupta, senior analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Tushar, big changes that have been made in Madhya Pradesh. This is not the confirmed list, but sources suggesting there are a lot of changes that have been brought in. New faces who have been brought in, loyalists of Scindia and Shivraj Singh Chauhan also find a mention. Central leaders as well who were in the Modi cabinet are also going to be deployed in the state cabinet. Big changes that we're seeing in Madhya Pradesh. What is your reading of it? And now with the names that are coming in, would you say that the Shivraj era is truly over in Madhya Pradesh?
Well, I would not say the Shivraj era is truly over in Madhya Pradesh. I would say Shivraj 2.0 is ready to go and he's raring to go. Okay. I think he's ready for a bigger role in the center within the party politics. And post the national elections of 2024, I do expect Shivraj Singh Chauhan in a very, very big role. And of course, after 18 years, a leader has given everything to the state he can. And that holds true for Shivraj Singh Chauhan. You spoke to people before the elections, and they used to tell me tales as to the condition in which the state was when Shivraj Singh took over. And now with the new chief minister in place, with his deputy in place, with the cabinet in place, they have to further extend, build upon the work done by Shivraj Singh Chauhan. So yes, within the state, the Shivraj era is over. In the central, in the larger scheme of things, a new Shivraj era is about to begin. And for the state leadership, the new leadership, which is getting representation from all the regions and from all the communities, it's time to build upon the legacy and the foundation which Shivraj Singh Chauhan set for 18 years.
Okay. And, you know, we're playing out some very interesting visuals as well that came in of the Chief Minister Mohan Yadav meeting Jyotiraditya Scindia as he arrived for the ceremony. He was also received by the Chief Minister himself in the airport. We also saw Pradhuman Tomar falling to the feet of Jyotiraditya Scindia. We're just playing out those visuals as well as he arrived there at the airport. So is this a shifting of equations that we're seeing in the political clout being enjoyed by Jyotiraditya Scindia? There were speculations initially that will he be made the Chief Minister? Will his loyalists play a big role or not? But there is a clear shift in the political aspect of it that we're seeing. The clout that Jyotiraditya enjoys very clearly, the Chief Minister going on to meet Jyotiraditya Scindia as he arrived in the state.
Well, Scindia does enjoy a very, very good clout in Madhya Pradesh. I don't think anyone who has done politics 101 would ignore that fact. And even now that he's moved into the center, he's taken on a bigger job as the Minister of Civil Aviation, and he'll take up a larger role post-24 for sure. I think the clout in the state remains true for Narendra Modi, even after the same holds true for a lot of other senior Lekma Swaraj. So the Scindia clout is not going to go anywhere. It's all about the dynamics within the party, where the party leadership sees an individual fit for a role. If Scindia is meant to be a better resource in the center, he would be moved to the center, quite like Shivraj Singh Chauhan potentially in the future. And if Mohan Yadav is seen as a better resource or a better leader in the state, he would be utilized as a leader in the state. So I won't see it as a shift in power equations. I would see the way the party sees the long-term plan for Madhya Pradesh, because let's not forget, they are getting a fourth term in Madhya Pradesh. 2028, it won't be very simple for the BJP. They're building another fortress, quite like Gujarat in Madhya Pradesh. So they're looking at long-term. They're looking at 10 years. And also, Scindia has a lot of time. If ever he wants to come back to the state and become the chief minister, if at all that's what his ambitions are, he's got the time, he's got the appetite, he's got the merit. But at this point, it's all about what the BJP, what the party leadership wants from a long-term perspective. We saw it play out in Haryana, we saw it play out in Gujarat, in Maharashtra, in Madhya Pradesh, in Chhattisgarh, and even in Rajasthan. Rajasthan, there were a lot of speculations. So I think it's not about any shifting in power equations, I would say. It's more about the long-term plans of the BJP.
Okay, so Pradhuman Tomar touching the feet of Jyotiraditya Scindia as he arrived in the state, is that a shift in political cloud that we're seeing or not? This happened ahead of the oath-taking ceremony, and as you remember, Pradhuman Tomar was also a loyalist of Jyotiraditya Scindia when he pulled the coup with Kamal Nath. He was one of the leaders who was with Jyotiraditya Scindia as he went to Bangalore, remember? Pradhuman Tomar was one of the leaders who had arrived with Jyotiraditya Scindia. So in the very first flight, he was with Jyotiraditya Scindia. So his closeness is well known to Scindia, and that's what we saw here. So changing equations that we're seeing, and it's not just some of the leaders who have been picked in the cabinet, Tushar, but also, like we mentioned, the Chief Minister, Mohan Yadav, also going to receive Jyotiraditya Scindia. But as far as the loyalists are concerned, some of the loyalists of Shivraj Singh Chauhan also seem to have missed the bus. They are not part of the cabinet. Of course, he's been in power for about 18 years, so there are several ministers who are going to be repeated this time around. But some who are known to be close supporters of Shivraj Singh Chauhan seem to have missed the list this time.
Well, again, it's all about the change in dynamics. At this point, I think within the party also, the smaller leaders, or I would say leaders at the state or the local level, are coming to terms with the new realities. They're coming to terms with the new dynamics and the new power shift that is happening. So I don't think they would look at it as missing the bus, probably the change in dynamics. All of them would look at perhaps a bigger role or a different role in the future. But yes, after 18 years, look, the people of the state also wanted a different leader. They have seen Shivraj Singh Chauhan for 18 years. They adore him, without a doubt. They adore him. The mandate proves that people adore Shivraj Singh Chauhan. The anti-incumbency meant nothing to them. But after 18 years, you need new faces. There is a new, different generation coming up. They have altogether different aspirations. A strong foundation has been set. So we have to look at all these things from a long-term perspective. We can't sort of boil it down to an individual or a leader and say perhaps they were singled out or perhaps they missed the bus. Yes, sure, a lot of people will miss the bus. When such kind of a revamp happens, a lot of old faces do miss the bus. It happened in 2014 also with the BJP, and at that time also all of us were quite shocked. But when such revamps happen, it's always the long-term prospects that are factored in before any individual's interest or any bigger leader's interest as well.
Okay. Any changes that are made now also need to be viewed with the 2024 lens. What is the impact that it's going to have in the Lok Sabha elections? The BJP has spoken of Sabka Saath. The Prime Minister has been very vocal. In fact, even the recent meetings with the BJP, he has spoken about ensuring that they reach out to four castes, and he mentions farmers, the ST community, women, and there's a representation that we're seeing in this cabinet as well, a very clear representation from all sides, including 12 OBC leaders who are going to be a part of the cabinet, 5 ST leaders who are going to be a part of the cabinet, and 4 SC leaders as well who will be a part of the cabinet. Women representation also that's being seen. So is it a message that's going out in Madhya Pradesh, and it's very crucial ahead of 2024 as well, that this is a party that is going to ensure the representation of all communities? We are also told, in fact, from every district as well, there are leaders who have been chosen for the cabinet.
Look, that is what I always say. The Congress keeps talking about jitni abadi utna hak aur sabka communities ka caste census karana and all that, but it's the BJP that actually ensures tangible results. Again, emphasize tangible results when it comes to Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. You look at the welfare schemes of the last 10 years. I'll get to the representation in a moment, but look at the welfare schemes of the last 10 years. Do you find BJP differentiating between any member of any religion or any community? Absolutely not. The upliftment is for all. The enablement is for all. Now let's come to the representation. The Congress made many lofty promises for the OBCs before the elections. But did the OBCs come and vote for the Congress? Absolutely not. In fact, the Times Now surveys that came after 3rd December showed that more OBCs voted for the BJP despite Rahul Gandhi's promise of, the Jitni Abadi Utna Hak. The OBCs are pretty much with the BJP, and so are the other communities. So Congress at the end of...
Okay. We seem to be facing technical difficulties. We'll just come back to you, Tushar, on that. But like we mentioned, there are central leaders also who are going to be in the cabinet. Apart from the representation from all communities that we mentioned in a clear message that those who have worked for the country are going to be brought in here. Some of the MPs, the Lok Sabha MPs, remember, had also been called in to the assembly elections, and they are now going to be serving in the cabinet. This also includes senior leader of the BJP, Kailash Vijayvargiya. He has served as in charge of Bengal as well as Haryana. Going across to my colleague Govind on that. Govind, what is the messaging that the BJP is giving out when central leaders, tall leaders, whether it is Prahlad Patel, Kailash Vijayvargiya, who are going to be a part of the cabinet now?
Yeah, absolutely. It is somewhat bizarre for many of who are making the justification and classification of this kind of selection. In fact, from opposition also voices being raised. In fact, Kailash Vijayvargiya will work under Mohan Yadav, who is much more junior to Kailash Vijayvargiya, and also other ministers who are being the part of this cabinet, whether Prahlad Patel or Govind Singh Rajput, Pradhuman Singh Tomar. But it is all, the decision has been taken by the central leadership after getting the consent of the elected MLAs, and that was the story of 2 weeks ago. But now, after 12 days consideration and reconsideration, this list has been finalized.
Is a new face. Who are these? Some of them also being central leaders. They are going to be given in charge of some of these ministries. How is that going to play out? What are the portfolios that are likely to be allotted?